Hello my fellow gamers and welcome to another Total War Warhammer quick battle replay where I'll be trying out a new faction. I'll be trying out the Bretonnians and got a nice interesting sort of themed army I'm going with. And this time I'm going up against the Unknown. No, seriously, his name was blank. I don't know if he's just put spaces in there and that's actually allowed it, or he's using characters that the computer doesn't recognise and so it won't use. I have no idea. But the quick sum up will be appearing on the screen now. So I will be playing Bretonnia, and he is the Wood Elves from Argoylon. Argoylon? I don't know. It's Wood Elf filth. We don't like them. So we are playing at Marbard's Tomb once again. Infantry, I have quite a huge advantage of 1,129 infantry compared to his 600. I also have more cavalry and artillery to him, 45 cavalry and 6 artillery pieces to his 0 for both. But where he really excels is I've only got one other, which is this thing here. I wouldn't even know what to count that as. The Grail Rakra, I can't even pronounce that, but it's some people carrying a dead guy with a dead horse on a stick. So yeah, that's my other, but he's got 169 others. Now, I guess technically a third of them could have probably been counted as infantry, about 150 of them, but I'll let you guys decide when you see them. So yes, if we go over my army, now you may notice something really scary. There's no knights. I've got one group on the map, as you can see, one little group there, but there's no knights. What the theme was for this one was, and this is a little keep. This is you got a little lord here, and he's got a relic, so he's got some battle pilgrims with him. But he's mostly just got like villagers and that. There's not been time for the knights to actually get their stuff together, or there isn't any knights in the area. So these guys are just the villagers and towns that are nearby have gathered together to fight this Wood Elf threat. So with that theme in mind, at the front we've got 4 men-at-arms with shields. Behind that, on each flank, you've got 2 units of spearmen-at-arms, also with shields. Both flanks are led by a paladin. You've then got 2 units of peasant bowmen, the pox arrows. You've then got whatever this creepy fit is. You've got a lord who I should probably point out has a lot. Are you going to let me do it? There we go. He's got the potion of foolhardiness, the potion of strength, and the potion of toughness, as well as deadly onslaught and stand your ground, because I can. So, are you going to go away? Thank you. Behind him is the battle pilgrims, which of course are protecting the ancient relic. We've got 2 blessed field trebuchets, one on each flank here, and then we've got a nice reserve of men-at-arms, po-arms. Now you may have noticed, it's like, if it's all peasants, where did your money go? 3 silver severons there. 3 silver severons on each squad there. 2 silver severons on each spearman unit. You can see where the cost has gone now. These guys are quite veterans. And then we have one little unit of mounted Yeoman archers, which is where we can start his deployment, because he deployed a unit exactly where I deployed a unit. So they started on top of each other, and it actually counted it as attacked in the rear. So they pretty much break straight away, which is, look at their leadership. That's what they started on. Absolutely brilliant. So he has a unit of dryads, I believe it's pronounced, and he also has a unit over here. So they're his flanking forces, which is very nice. I've got to admit, I like this Wood Elf army. It's very symmetrical to like. So you've then got 5 units of the Deepwood Scouts with Swift Shiver Charge, and behind that you've got 4 units of Eternal Guard with shields. This is led by the Durfu, the giant talking tree, because that's perfectly normal. You also have a unit of treekin here and a unit of treekin here. So as I said, very nice. You've got the archers at the front, you've got some nice good solid infantry at the back with a big guy. You've got that others, and it was these that I was also coaching as others, but I guess you could technically count them as infantry. So if that's the case, that's 150 more infantry instead of others, but you get the point. There's a lot of them. I didn't even do the totals of 1,181 to 769. A bit late for that now, Shadow. We must get on with the battle. So my plan was simple. Hold between this gap. Now this guy got attacked straight away, which I thought was absolutely good. I thought maybe I should charge them. No, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. So they quickly start. As you can see, they're getting absolutely slaughtered as they try and run away. I believe these guys actually have a ranged attack as well. I might be mistaken, but I believe they do. So what I do is I use them suicidally to run across the main line. The reason for this was to see if I could spot any sneaky units. I knew they were pretty much dead, and of course they are doing the odd shot back. But yeah, I got to kind of scout. There's the trebuchets firing in, and you see huge damage straight off the bat. Very nice. When you think they start at 75 men each, they've already lost nearly 10 men in that opening shot. So the mounted yeomen are gone. These guys are now gonna. He had a quite good strategy as well. For there, big hitters there. And these guys are going to come around, and it's a good map for it as well. But the problem is there were gaps in the trees, and I could see them coming, so that was not a problem. As the cavalry run away, and they get booed, they kind of like they're in that direction. Yeah, I've noticed. Well done. So now the archers are beginning to fire. Of course, they get to fire back, and this is very, very pretty. Just the amount of shots being traded between each other. Look at that. But of course I've got shields, so over half of that's being completely ignored. At this point those guys are going there, these guys are going here, because I know you've got those tree guys trying to get through. And remember, these have got pox as well, so they are actually slowing them down and causing problems. I mean, look at that. Beautiful hit there. Absolutely smashing them, and of course the archers aren't that bothered. I now push on the flanks with the spearmen against that. They do get a flank charge by those guys, but there's not many. And remember, each flank is followed by a paladin. I'm actually going to have to slow this battle down, because you can see it all happens in 3 minutes. This battle, but it's absolutely insane. And what does that guy think he's an elf or something? That spin. Oh dear. So as you can see, we've got one-on-one engagement there. These guys have charged into the flank of them, which is brilliant. The archers are providing support. He's staying back and giving a leadership buff. Now, I did make a misclick. This was meant to be the Battle Pilgrims and the Lord. Instead, they're sending the Relic in, which is not good. He just got smacked in the face with an arrow. Beautiful. Look at him pinging off them. But as you can see, this sheer... Oh dear, he's not having a good time. The sheer numbers are going to tell against the Wood Elves eventually. These guys are charging in. Of course, they've got anti-large and shield, so they're doing quite a nice bit of blocking. He's got these guys ready, but my men are stood there and waiting for them, and the trebuchets are firing. So, let's go to normal speed for just a moment, because the Durfu is just about to do a typical Wood Elf nastiness, and is summoning this beastie in my side to assassinate either the wood, and she's desperately trying to take the archers out. So let's slow her down again. I've got him moving forward. Right, there's my mistake. Then I saw this guy and thought, nope, you can turn around. So he's turning around. These guys are finally coming in. So I've got nice reserves there. They're coming in, and I see them coming in as well. So I do a counter charge against them. But it's kind of looking quite on the edge at the moment. We've both lost quite a few troops, about 100 troops each. But it's going to be interesting to see how this main line, because we've got 2 units. Oh, we do have wavering happening. Do have some wavering, but I believe I do some sort of rally to keep them into the fight. Stand your ground. But they are getting... There is a lot of shots coming off here. So as you can see, they're now coming into the flank there. We're slowly beating them back. We are smashing those guys down. So these guys are going to be free soon. As soon as I see that they're there, they commit. And as soon as they attack, they're now fighting there. Which wars are fleeing? There must be those guys there, the men at arms. Even with all those promotions, they struggle. But the beastie is nearly slain, finally. They're breaking on this flank. And you can see, even though we have broken, I have to keep slowing it down, I'm sorry. Even though we have, there's no elves left alive. We've actually, there they are, they've all broken in the centre, and the ones on that flank are either running or dead, which is brilliant. I do love it, you can see a lot of wood elves die, and since these are peasants, I don't need to worry about them. So they're fighting then, you can see they're doing quite evenly. The trebuchets are firing all the time, which you do see later. He's desperately trying to go. I'm using this guy just to try and boost the leadership. These guys are starting to waver, but these guys are practically dead. How many's left? 17 of them. Look at them. Just a thin line of guys, and they're slowly getting hacked down. Oh, it's beautiful. And you've got the Tree King and all that here. And of course, I've got these Hellbirds, Men-at-Arms, Bow-Arms coming into the flank and hitting them. And what's that? Faster and stronger enemies nearby. That's a bit concerning, isn't it? Being their peasants. But you can see this, and it was like this all the way through, backwards and forwards of the Pretty Light Show. I've got the Lord and the Battle Pilgrims are trying to take out Durfu, and I've got the Archers focusing on him as well, because where he's such a large target, it made sense for that group to just focus on him. And again, this group of Men-at-Arms are actually beating this group of Eternal Guard, so they can't be that eternal, can they? Ha ha ha. Moving on. So, going here, they're being beaten, and it's more just who's winning the little engagements, who's winning this. So if I zoom out, these guys are now broken. Durfu's doing everything he can to try and take out those guys. These guys are now charging against the Archers. The whole aim was just to keep them busy. We seem to be winning quite well overall. Durfu's getting shot a lot, and you can see I've got. And what was great is he was grouping his archers together, and that gave the ballistas a beautiful shot. And these guys are now trying to push that flank in. They've broken over there as well, and these guys are starting to struggle. This group is nearly completely destroyed at this point. As you can see, they are just... And all his archers are now focusing on these guys. Oh, that was a nice shot with the Trebuchet there. They're finally getting broken. And you see, I have got reserves kind of waiting. They're finally getting beaten and starting to shake. As you can see, it's also what's going on in the centre combat. But, I mean, my guy's got a potion of toughness that I don't think he's taken yet. They're broken, so now they're running to the side. But I believe what this group do is come in around and try and win this combat. Because I realised this was quite an important combat. Let's slow it down a bit more. So, yes, as you can see, this combat is quite important. I think we are winning it. But I'm bringing in more guys to come around and beat them. These guys, even though they're broken, it was just to keep them distracted. Keep him busy, give him something to shoot at. This group has now broken. We've won that flank, which is fantastic. So this group of spearmen are coming in to get around here and win this flank. My thinking was if I could win this flank, then both units can come up the centre. Well, these guys are smashing through them and are going to march into there, I believe. And the archers are pretty much just fighting Durfu now, who is taking a huge amount of damage. I mean, the Battle Pilgrims, 22 guys left, and the Lords probably at about nearly half health. Trebuchets have been absolutely fundamental in this battle. You can see it is all victories within our grasp. See, they're now coming in, and unfortunately, you can just see it all starts falling apart for the Wood Elves now. Even he's starting to wave at this point. They're breaking. These are charging forward. They're all now going. As you can see, the whole army just starts falling apart as we shoot him down. And there we go. Bretonnia has beaten the Wood Elves. I got to admit, when I was playing, as you can see, look, no name. This is nothing. So, well done, Enigma, I guess we'll call him. So as you can see, I deployed about 500 men more than him. I lost only about not even 100 more men than him, though, which is really good when you think we're Bretonians and peasant army. So, the Lords didn't get any kills. The Paladins only got a few kills each, but they were mostly against Treekin. So, if they were a Treekin each, that's a lot. The Men-at-Arms, 8, 38, 7, 19. The Spearmen, again, they were up against big units. So, 4, 8, 1, and 0, but they were against the Tree King. And you got the Men-at-Arms, which is amazing. 21 kills and 50 kills. Very nice. Then you got the Battle Pilgrims, got 12 kills in the centre. That didn't get any, but that was more of a support. The Archers, 10 and 32. As we know, the Mounted Yeoman didn't get anything. But here, the Trebuchets, oh wow, 66 kills and 116. Remember, these are elves we're killing. They're fewer in number. They're all going to be agile and good in the fight. And these guys just smashed them to bits. It was absolutely brilliant. His commander got 42 kills. His droids I got on the flanks got 49 and 31. Which isn't great when you think that was a lot of the cavalry on one of them. His internal guard, 23, 9, 28 and 13. And his archers did amazing. 51, 43, 40, 59 and 90 kills that group got. Very nice. And the Tree King got 23 and 21. So there you go. There is another quick battle replay from yours truly, Shadow, from Shadow Online Gaming. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed playing it. I thought, oh god, Wood Elves. And I've been trying to play Bretonnia for a while now. I tried a mixed army. I just I couldn't get it working. I tried a pure cavalry army, which turned out was like 6 units and got quickly swamped. But this pure peasant army, with all the chevrons, all the promotions, seems to do a really, really good job. So I probably will use this army again later. It'd be great to hear your thoughts on this. I mean, I thought this was a good all-round army. Wood Elves, I've got to admit, it wasn't much cheese. I mean, it seems thematic for Wood Elves as well. And the Bretonnians, like I said, he was probably expecting all these elite cavalry that he could just shoot out with his archers and kill with the spearmen. And there was none. There was 1 unit, and it's used for scouting and harassing. So, very enjoyable game. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like and comment below what you thought of it. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. As you can see, I've got a lot of good content coming out. A lot of new content, new ideas and things I'm doing and trying out. So it'd be great to hear your thoughts on them. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope to see you at the next episode. Until then, take care.